Good evening. It is 7:39 p.m. on Monday, August 12th, 2019. We're in the Nashua North Boardroom, and I'm calling this special meeting of the Board of Ed to order. Mr. Guarino, could you read the roll when you get a chance, please?
Yes. Ms. Oden?
Here.
Ms. Raymond?
Here.
Mr. Kaufman?
Here.
Mr. Kaufman is joining us by telephone. Are you by yourself tonight?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Mosher?
Yes.
Mr. Mosher is also joining us by telephone. Are you by yourself tonight, Mr. Mosher?
Not by myself.
Okay. Ms. Van Twyver?
Present.
Mr. Guarino is here. Ms. Hohensee?
Yes, I'm here.
Ms. Hohensee is joining us by telephone. Are you by yourself tonight, Ms. Hohensee?
Yes, I am. Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening. It is
Ms. Timmons?
Here.
Ms. Porter?
Here.
Okay, also joining us is Dr. Mosley. Dr. McKinney's not here. We have Mr. Donovan. And we have Ms. O'Gara. Okay. And Mr. Smith also.
Thank you, Mr. Guarino. Okay. So this evening we have a special meeting regarding some personnel matters. So the first item on the agenda are the personnel recommendations from HR. Ms. Timmons?
Yes, I'd like to turn this over to Ms. O'Gara.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ms. O'Gara?
Thing on the personnel recommendation.
Yeah, what would you like me to say?
Are there any changes?
This or addition, or we did get one
There are
today.
no additions. This is everything that you got in the board packet on Friday.
Okay, so I would be looking for a motion to approve the personnel recommendations dated August 12th, 2019.
I have a question.
Yes, Ms.
Okay.
Oden.
Several of them, and I just mentioned it to Ms. O'Gara, the date of the final interview in the packet we got on Friday was August 12th, and that's today. And she said we're trying to get people in before the beginning of the year, and I understand that. But is that generally the policy, that you do have two interviews? A first interview and then a second interview?
The first interview wasn't, I don't believe there were any first interviews on August 12th. These were second interviews. This was the final interview. It wasn't the interview at the school and then at the superintendent's office. And we had a hard time trying to schedule everybody in before the board packet, and because the board meeting was on a Monday, we didn't have to, if you notice in the packets before, we had a revised list because I think they were on Wednesdays.
Yep.
And it allowed us more time for interviewing people.
Okay. And there were a couple, when I saw the final interview, it was before the July 29th meeting, and I was wondering why maybe they didn't come forward.
There have been, so there is a shortage of teachers, and many people are, some of them are alts. Some were waiting for their certification to be reciprocated. I can tell you the teacher of the deaf, I can't remember when she went through, but she waited a long time. We had a couple people that actually had national board certification, and they're still required to get New Hampshire certification. So we had all, so when you see that, we were waiting for their certification.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Ms.
Oh, that's perfectly all right. I had the same question as you did regarding the final interviews, and I'm still confused. Is the final interview the interview where they meet with Dr. Mosley, or that's the final interview with the team?
So may I respond?
I don't care who responds. Go ahead.
For the most part, the final interview is with the assistant superintendents.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes when we rehire people, we have a lot of people that come back to us in Nashua. Like, there's one that Mrs. Oden mentioned, number 15. She used to work for us for a very long time, and she's coming back, and there's others like that. We don't, once they've worked for us, we don't put them through the assistant superintendent.
Okay.
So that would be, the interview at the school would be their final interview. But most cases, it's the date with the assistant superintendents.
Okay. Okay. All right, so at this point then, I would be looking for a motion to approve the August 12th, 2019 personnel recommendations.
So moved.
Okay?
Second?
second,
Oh, that's a lot of seconds. Ms.
Second.
Hohensee, I think, got it, or Ms. Oden? Okay. Any further discussion regarding the motion? Okay, hearing none. When you're ready.
On the motion to approve personnel recommendations, August 12th, 2019, Ms. Oden,
Yes.
Ms. Raymond,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Mosher, Ms. Van Twyver,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes, Ms. Hohensee,
yes,
Ms. Timmons,
Yes.
Ms. Porter,
Yes.
motion carries 9-0.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Guarino. Are there any other items under the personnel recommendations that we needed to discuss? If not, I believe we have a number of items to discuss in non-public. So I'm looking for a motion to go into non-public.
So move to go into non-public.
Okay.
Yep.
Under RSA 91A3, oh goodness, A, B, E. I think that covers it.
Okay. I second.
Okay. It was Mr. Mosher, I believe, made the motion.
Yeah, and I second.
Okay, great. Any discussion? Hearing none, if we could have the roll.
On the motion to go into non-public, Ms. Oden,
Yes.
Ms. Raymond,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Mosher,
Yes.
Ms. Van Twyver,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes, Ms. Hohensee,
yes,
Ms. Timmons,
Yes.
Ms. Porter.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. We're in non-public at 7:45.
Okay, great. If we could please clear the room.